If you have been on the USM campus, it's likely you've seen Aiden. Whether you see him delivering grilled cheese on a legendary Phi Mu Delta grilled cheese night, tapping away at his computer in the QSA room, or just hanging out with his brothers, he seems to always be involved on campus somehow. It's no wonder the men of Phi Mu Delta saw their next president in him. Campbell is someone that leads by example and serves as an amazing role model for his Phi Mu Delta brothers. As Phi Mu Delta's Vice President Jeffrey Alquist puts it,
he's very organized. He's very good at delegating as well, and very personable. He's someone that is easy to look up to.
Campbell's presidency is a milestone for Greek life in Maine, as Campbell is the first transgender president of a fraternity in the state and second in the nation. Campbell's leadership also serves as representation for transgender men hoping to join Greek life, as he says,
I think, that anybody should be able to be who they are, and I think, by being a part of Greek life, it allows for relationships to be built with people, of the same gender identity.
Not one of his brothers has made Campbell feel as if his gender identity diminishes his place in the fraternity. When Campbell joined, his brothers did not know he was transgender, but the news did not change how they felt about him.
Most of them had no idea and didn't expect it, but they were very accepting and willing, to help with whatever I needed, and were very supportive. Most of them knew me before they knew I was transgender, and so, our relationships didn't change. I think it might have honestly made most of our relationships a lot closer than they were.
It was kind of a surprise because obviously I would never have thought that. I see him the same way that I did before.
The men of Phi Mu Delta prove that someone's gender identity does not matter to their brotherhood, and it's who you are that truly counts. Campbell does not worry about his brother's acceptance changing.
I think because of the position that I'm in, and because there's so much support within the fraternity, that anybody we brought into the fraternity would, if they didn't accept it at first, would eventually accept it. I think it's kind of like setting a precedent of what's to be expected.
This kind of thinking is not uncommon among the brothers of Phi Mu Delta, and acceptance of everyone is expected by all those in and entering the brotherhood. Although it may be new for some members, the vice president chooses to take a peaceful approach to anybody who has trouble accepting Campbell.
I imagine I try and educate them because I understand that not everyone is brought up in the same type of household that I was. It's the same thing as Aiden. And I don't necessarily feel like getting mad and yelling at someone is the proper way to handle something like that because it's only going to polarize them more.
Campbell's brothers continuously support him, and they see him just as he is, a man deserving of all the same rights and opportunities they have.
He still goes through the same thing that everyone else goes through because he's a man. And transgender people are the gender that they identify with.
Although Campbell is transgender, that certainly does not define him. He is a dedicated, hard-working, and passionate leader of Phi Mu Delta, and his brothers knew that he could serve the duties of president. Campbell's decision to take on this role was rooted in his interest in bettering his community.
When I generally joined, I just wanted to make a difference in the community, so once I had more experience with what the group was about, I thought that I could take a bigger leadership role in that. And I really hope that my story helps to inspire other people to be a part of any group on campus, but especially Greek life, because there's so much stigma with Greek life, and especially fraternities.
Campbell's role as president has allowed him to flourish, and has given him the opportunity to be a representative of the transgender community in Greek life. He uses his presidency to find new ways for his brothers and himself to better their community, and he hopes to help other transgender students feel comfortable enough to explore Greek life. For CMS 322, I'm Marissa Matson.